Greetings, I'm Walter D. Donnie Kennedy, and this is the second part of our Commander's Comment for July 2020. And of course, I'm here with Commander-in-Chief Paul Grambling Jr. for our second segment of this Commander's Comment. And as we said on our first segment, Commander, this will be it for you.
This is the last one. Yeah,
wrap it up.
The last one of the last month.
All right. Well, look, we're going to jump right into this. I want to talk a little bit about the Sons of Confederate Veterans being a well-kept secret.
Yes.
I don't know if you'll remember, back in January, February of this year, I did a Forward the Colors article in the Confederate Veteran magazine, which I talked about the S.C.V. being a well-kept secret. One of the problems we have is that people don't know who we are. They don't know we're out there. They don't know what we stand for.
You know, Donnie and I've been hearing that for 25 years.
Exactly.
The Taylor Camp, in Richard Taylor Camp in Shreveport, we used to have a booth at the State Fair, Louisiana State Fair. And you're talking about thousands of people coming through. And so, and this is not 1995, 96, you know. And people will see it and say, I've never heard of y'all before. Never heard of you.
Well, let me give you an example. I think I wrote about this in my article in the Confederate Veteran magazine. When I was in Monroe, Louisiana earlier this year or late last year, we had a big Trump rally there, several thousand, close to 10,000 people there. While they were standing in line, I went down the line asking people, number one, are you proud of American heritage, your history of as American? Yes, they're all proud. I said, do you believe in traditional American values? Yes, I believe it. Do you think Southern history is part of that? Oh, yes. Are you proud to be a Southerner? Oh, yes. Down there. And then the last question I'd asked them, are you a member of the Sons of Confederate Veterans? No. Do you know what the Son? No. They had no idea. These are politically active people who are motivated to come to a political rally, and they don't even know who we are.
Of course, I feel like in the past month, between you and I, that, you know, the American people ought to know who the Sons of Confederate Veterans are. We've done so many interviews.
Exactly, and I want to get to that point, because a lot of people have been critical of, the Sons of Confederate Veterans, y'all getting all these interviews, and they're negative interviews. People don't want to talk. The media is not going to give you a chance to give your side of the view. But we've been doing some positive things. Now, one of the things we've done was the great flyover at NASCAR. Can you tell us a little bit?
The Talladega race in Alabama, the NASCAR. We had a flyover, a plane that carried a huge Confederate battle flag.
Yeah, and remember, NASCAR had just
banned the battle flag. All Confederate flags have been banned. I don't care if it's on your hat, your shirt. It's been banned to NASCAR races or in the stands. And we did a flyover with a plane, and we had a huge battle flag that was behind the plane, and behind that we had a large sign that says "Defund NASCAR."
Right.
Now this kind of fell into our lap.
Yeah.
S.C.V. members that put this together, private donors, called me up. This is what we want to do. We would like for your okay to do this, your approval, and also we want to give you the credit.
Right.
I said, well, that works for me. Let's go for it.
And we jumped on it and did got a lot of publicity out of it.
The publicity that we got off of that, you couldn't buy.
Right.
It was picked up by the AP because I've done an interview with the Columbia, Tennessee paper. AP picked it up. Newsweek ran the story. Newspaper in London, in the UK, ran the story. A lot of different places throughout the country ran the story. And like I said, you can't buy that kind of publicity. And it was all good because the interview that I did with the reporter in Columbia pretty much stated everything I had to say in context.
Right.
And that's the story everyone else picked up.
Right.
So.
Well, and one thing I want to remind people, even when you get a negative comment or media story, nevertheless, people pick up the name Sons of Confederate. They'll go Google that.
Yep.
Ron and I, as you know, Ron and I wrote written a lot of books on the South, and one of the things I noticed early on, when I got a bad book review, I sold more books than when I got a good book review.
People want to see, okay, let's see what they're
Exactly.
really talking about.
It stimulated the curiosity, and the same thing. Our enemies don't realize sometimes they're doing us a favor. Yeah.
No, but when they all the interviews I did that I was able to go back and see what they printed. Every time, whether they say anything good, even if they just use one or two sentences, they always said Sons of Confederate Veterans. That's it's not about me or you.
Right.
When they put that Sons of Confederate Veterans there, people that are wanting to know a place to go that think like they do, and they see that Sons of Confederate Veterans, it gives them a place to go that, hey, these people think like I do.
And something that I'm going to throw out again, I've said it, I know 100 times in the last 2 years, 70% of the people in the South agree with our view of the South and Southern history. The problem is...
The rest of them just don't know it yet.
Yes, correct. The problem with that 70% is they think they're alone.
Yes,
they think they're the only one that feels that way. When they read in the paper about the Sons of Confederate Veterans doing this, that, and the other, then they realize there is a group of people out there that feel like I do. Right. I need to contact those people.
I need to be a part of this.
Exactly. So that really helps. And that's why I like to do interviews. And I did one, you did one here recently, I think.
Yes.
With which paper was that?
USA Today from Montgomery, and I don't know if they ever printed anything. I've done like a 40-minute interview, and I've not seen anything yet, but it could happen.
Well, I did one out of New Orleans. It was myself and 3 people who had 3 different views on why Confederate heritage was rotten, and then there was me. So it was rather combative.
It was even.
But even in that, we get to get our name out, Sons of Confederate Veterans, and let people know that we are reasonable people, that we have a good point of view. So somebody somewhere will hear that.
And our membership, when we put all these interviews out there, our membership can't come back and say, well, y'all not talking to the media. Y'all not doing anything with the media. Yes, we are. Here it is, right here. Yeah.
Another way we can communicate with people is through the tools that we have in the the Confederate Legion, which is part of the Sons of Confederate. I had somebody yesterday ask me, this Confederate Legion thing, has anything to do with the Sons of Confederate Veterans? I said, we don't do anything in the Confederate Legion without the approval of the Commander-in-Chief and the GEC. We've got to, we're part of the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
Right.
What we are, we're the communication arm. We're the marketing agent for our beliefs and our issues.
That's right.
So this is part of what we're doing in the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and we're trying to stimulate that 70% to, number 1, stay on our side, number 2, join with us, become active. We want to educate, to motivate, to activate.
Right.
Now, Commander, we're kind of ending up here on this segment, and this is the last segment of your Commander comments.
Right.
As I said, we hope to have you back again.
Right.
Other time filling in for our new Commander if he cannot make it, as we've had people fill in for you several times.
Yep.
So would you have any parting comments, any words of wisdom you'd like to leave with us?
Well, hopefully they'll listen. No, no, really. The past 2 years we've done a lot of new things, a lot of things that we've tried several years ago that we weren't allowed. We've taken that opportunity to do it the past 2 years. We've tried to let our members know this is the path forward that we feel that we need to take back the narrative. I've been blessed and I've been very fortunate to sit in this chair for the past 2 years, because there's only 74 men that's done this before me in 124 years. So I've been very fortunate to get the support from the membership. Yeah, you got the small percentage that they want to do it their way or the highway, which I understand, but the majority of our membership have been very supportive in what we've been trying to do and what I've done, traveling through the past 4 years, and especially the past 2 years. I've gone from Boston to Washington State to Bakersfield, California, to Tampa, Florida, and all parts in between in the past 2 years. Visiting with our membership, meeting new members, getting to know them, see what they do in their hometown, several meetings, several events, and Linda and I have been met with, Southern hospitality that we, is immeasurable, and we really appreciate that. But I would like to close, as I go out of office, I want to remind our membership that right now, we're seeing some very ugly things happen in our country. Not just the South, the North, the West, it's happening all over, which has validated what we've been saying for several years, that it's not only Confederate symbols that they're after. They're after American symbols. They're after our history. Basically, like what I told Sons of the Union veterans a couple years ago, they want to eradicate the moral fabric of this country. And we see that evident now. But as hard and dark as times may be right now, I want our membership and our supporters to understand, and you think about the years between 1865 and 1877, what our ancestors went through then. That was more difficult than the war itself, and what they had to go through Reconstruction, the restrictions, the laws against Southerners. It was difficult, to say the least, but they survived. They got through it, they made it through it, and they prospered. So what we're going through today, in comparison, is nothing compared to what they went through. What we have to guard against is apathy, complacency, and just not give up. Don't get discouraged. I told a gathering at the Fourth Boyhood Home in June that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Now, it may take us a while to get to that light, but we'll get there. And I don't know what we'll go through to get there, but we will get there eventually. So my advice to our membership and our supporters, just, don't throw in the towel, don't give up, and don't get discouraged. It sounds like a cliche, but the South really does need all her sons right now. We cannot afford to be fighting one another. We've got an enemy out there that we've got to go up against. So we need everyone on the same page and fighting for the betterment of our ancestors.
Well, Commander, I think that's a good note to end on, and I think I'm going to just remind people that growing up in Mississippi, I used to hear the old phrase, the South shall rise again. Indeed, the South will rise again, because America needs the South more than the South needs America. I've
always heard, so goes the South, so goes the United States.
That's right. And we are the bastion of Christianity and of Western civilization. We can hold together. We have a lesson to teach the world, not just America, what it is to be Christian people in a civilized society. We can do that because we are Southerners. We come from that type of stock of people. Thank y'all a lot. We appreciate it. And Commander, congratulations on 2 successful years.
Thank you, and I appreciate your help immensely, Donnie, in these 2 years.
Well, if it was not for people like Ray Shores and Ron Kennedy, I could not have done it. So God bless y'all, and God save the South.